Hi, this is Alan. I want to take a few minutes here and talk about the rapture. Um, it's a very popular teaching, especially here in America, about this secret pre-tribulation rapture where the saints are raptured out at the beginning of a great tribulation period and return with Christ at the end of the great tribulation. And that's simply not true. And when you get in and study the scriptures closely, you will see just exactly what Jesus was talking about. So Jesus begins his story with the resurrection in Matthew chapter 13 with the kingdom parables, okay? And he's using farming as the illustration to drive home the point. And so what I want to do here is, I live on a farm, so what I want to do is go out here in my field, and I want to show here, given this picture here, of what Jesus was talking about in Matthew 13 in his kingdom parable on the resurrection. Because what he's talking about is a tare and a wheat, okay? Get through this fence here. And he's talking about the kingdom of heaven being a barn, using as an illustration, okay? In a field is the world, okay? Where the tare and the wheat grow. Figuratively speaking, the Christian and the wicked, okay? So what I want to do is show right here, move over here a little bit, okay? We got a barn right there, and right here in front of the barn is the field, okay? Got a field. And so Jesus is talking about the barn being the kingdom of heaven that's coming down to this field at the end of the Great Tribulation period, not before the Great Tribulation period, because if it's before the Great Tribulation period, then there would be no need for the Great Tribulation. Okay, so Jesus has a set time when he will return visibly, and there will be nothing in secret. As this false secret pre-tribulation rapture teaching teaches a secret rapture. Okay, Jesus told the Jews back when he was on earth preaching that he never did anything in secret. He always spoke openly. Okay, man has secrets, not Christ. Okay, so the barn is the kingdom of heaven. This field, figuratively speaking, is the world, okay? Now, I don't have wheat growing, but a wheat and a tare look identical, okay? You really can't tell the difference between the both. But the reapers, the angels, will know the difference. At the end of the Great Tribulation period, when the harvest, Christ is talking about a harvest in this field, okay? And so what I want to do, because the angels are going to be able to tell who is the true wheat and who the tare is, okay? So using this as an example, okay, right here you have got some weeds here, okay? And these two weeds look just exactly alike, okay? But we're going to say this one is the wheat. This one is the weed, okay? But you can see how this grows up. Hope I get my camera on this guy. How this grows up, okay? So close together. Okay, in the kingdom parable in Matthew 13, the servants are asking the master, do you want us to go and take out the tares, the weeds, from amongst the wheat? And Jesus said, no, lest while you touch the tare, the weed, you also hit the wheat. Okay, so it's impossible to go through a field with wheat and weeds growing so close together and be able to go in and root up out the weeds without rooting up the wheat with it. And that's what Jesus was saying. He said, let both grow together in the field, okay, close together, until this one particular time, which he called the harvest, okay, and that harvest is at the end of that great tribulation period, not before, okay, because again, as I said a while ago, if that is before the great tribulation period, okay, number one, Jesus would have made it very clear in the kingdom parables that there would be a secret rapture. And you will not find anything in the scriptures about a secret rapture, okay? So what these false pastors do, a lot of these are Zionist pastors, is that they cut out the kingdom parables and then they fill in the first part of that story with the imaginations of their own heart, okay? So at the end of the Great Tribulation period, when the harvest is right, when everything's ripe, okay, you have the Christian and the wicked living together in this field. Jesus called the field the world. The tare is the wicked. The wheat is the Christians. And so at the end of the Great Tribulation period, Jesus called the kingdom of heaven in his parable, using a barn as the illustration, as the kingdom comes down from the third heaven down here to the field. The angels are sent forth from that barn, the reapers, as the barn is coming down to the field, to sever the wicked from amongst the just. Because see, the wicked go first to judgment because they can't enter the kingdom, as the kingdom is merging into planet Earth at the end of the Great Tribulation period. Okay? And that's what Jesus was saying in Matthew 13. Jesus also picks this up in Matthew chapter 24, verse 40 and 41. Two shall be in the field. Well, you reflect back to Matthew 13, okay, because it all interprets itself. If a person will simply just read the Bible and allow it to interpret itself, you will see the connections, okay? So in Matthew 24, Jesus is talking about two shall be in the field. The one shall be taken, the other left. The one taken, again, is that tare, the weeds in the field / world at the end of that 42-month Great Tribulation period are taken to judgment. The others left behind are the wheat Christians that are going into the barn, the kingdom of heaven, as the kingdom of heaven is coming down and merging into the field / world. Okay. So that's the understanding. Apostle Paul picks this up in 1 Corinthians 15, 51, 52. And John picks this up in Revelation 10:7, talking about that seventh trump. Okay. Your seventh trump is where that resurrection, that's the mystery. The mystery is the resurrection that takes place at the end of the Great Tribulation period. Okay. So the thing with the secret pre-tribulation rapture is a false teaching, and these men that teach this stuff are out for wealth, and they write these lies in these books. I call them Halloween books. They're satanic books, cloaked as looking like Christian doctrine, but it's counterfeit. Okay, and that's again why we have to look at the scriptures in reference to the spiritual and not listen to man. Okay, because we can be tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine that looks like genuine Christian doctrine when actually it may not be. Okay, so 2 Peter chapter 2 talks about these men that are writing books on the Bible, on the apocalypse, okay, and most of them have the secret pre-tribulation rapture theology in it, okay. And Peter was talking about that with vain words they shall make merchandise of you. Okay, go in and look up the definition of feigned and look up the definition of merchandise. Okay, so what they're doing is they're taking these Halloween books, that they're writing and getting published, and they're selling this stuff through these Christian bookstore outlets, through their websites, any tool that they can use to peddle that false doctrine. And that's all part of Mystery Babylon that the book of Revelation talks about. Okay, so there will be a one-time harvest. It will be at the end of the Great Tribulation period. And as the barn/kingdom of heaven is coming down to the field/world, where the Christians and the wicked live amongst each other, the reapers will be sent forth from the barn/kingdom down to gather up at the harvest the wicked first, cast them into a furnace of fire, and the wheat, the candlesticks, will be gathered into the barn/kingdom of heaven. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Guess I'll get back to work. God bless.